Okay, so let me give you just a quick primer on this impeachment madness. It's a circus. You know it's a circus. It doesn't mean much in the sense of are there validity? Is there a validity to what's going on? There really isn't. But it's political, and we got a big election coming up. That's what it's all about, as I told you last week. Here are the two sides encapsulated. All right, so the anti-Trump people say President Trump used his authority as the nation's chief executive to go to a foreign country's leader and ask that leader to give him dirt on a political opponent. Thereby, he has subverted the Constitution of the United States and abused his power. That's it. That's the anti-Trump view. The pro-Trump view is the President of the United States is trying to root out corruption that happened during the 2016 presidential election that has a link to Ukraine. Now, President Trump told me that directly, and there is some of this in The United States of Trump, a new book. I had no idea Ukraine was ever going to explode, but the bitterness that Mr. Trump holds toward Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden is clear. And I write about that. What happened and why he's so bitter. I'm not going to get into it now, but that's what drove the call to Ukraine. President Trump, wants to expose corruption. He wants to settle some scores with Obama, Clinton, and Biden. That's the pro-Trump side. And since I know that to be true, since Trump told me that 2 years ago, even more than 2 years ago, I got to put it forth. Ellen DeGeneres goes to a Dallas Cowboy game and sits next to George and Laura Bush, predictably. The far-left kooks go to Twitter. This is an assistant professor at the University of London. I actually attended the University of London my third year in college. Adam Lernier. Quote, why are Ellen DeGeneres and George W. Bush watching the Cowboys-Packers game together? Has she forgotten about the whole anti-gay marriage, war in Iraq, general incompetence thing? So this guy, you can't sit with him. It's the president of the United States. Here's Walker Bragman, freelance journalist out of New York. Here's the thing, George W. Bush is a war criminal. Okay. So Ellen takes heat on Twitter, and this is everybody now. Any famous person associating with any Republican, boom, on Twitter, right? This is the way it is. This is fascism. All right, you're not allowed to talk or associate or anything like that with people we don't like. That's fascism. All right, so to her credit, and this show hasn't been on yet, I guess it's coming up in the next few days, but we have the tape. Here's what Ellen said.
But just because I don't agree with someone on everything doesn't mean that I'm not going to be friends with them. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean only the people that think the same way that you do. I mean be kind to everyone. Doesn't matter.
All right, now I was on Ellen DeGeneres' program. She was very nice to me. We had a very good discussion. I like her. I don't care if she's liberal. It doesn't matter to me. I think she tries to be fair. All right, so Elizabeth Warren has overtaken Joe Biden. 2 reasons, you know them. Biden has gotten hurt in the Ukraine thing more than Donald Trump at this point, and Bernie Sanders is down for the count. He's gone, okay? I feel bad for Bernie. I don't agree with anything that he agrees with, other than having a nice house on a lake. I think that's a good move. But Bernie's through. He may show up for the debate next week, but he's done. He's not going to be president. He's not going to campaign hard. He's like he's alive. So Warren takes from him because they're both socialists. And in the Real Clear Politics average, she has now passed Joe Biden. So just as a review of Elizabeth Warren, and I did this on the radio, on the O'Reilly Update, which I hope you're listening to. We have it posted every night here. More than about 200 stations already, radio stations across the country. We thank all of them. Anyway, Elizabeth Warren wants to ban fossil fuels. That means that hundreds of thousands of jobs would be lost. Hundreds of thousands would be lost. And I think it's unconstitutional to ban fossil fuels, but she wants to. Millionaires tax, you already know that. She wants to slap a confiscatory tax on wealthy people and what they have every year. And they already pay tax on their money, and she wants to go in again. Likely unconstitutional as well. Forgiving student debt, and this is $1 trillion thing, so the government would pay the debt. The taxpayer would pay the debt for all the college students. Make public school college free. Medicare for all, no private health insurance. So you go what the government tells you to do, and you don't have to pay for it. More in taxes. $32 trillion over 10 years for Medicare for all. $32 trillion. We owe $22 trillion now. Criminal justice reform, no bail, no minimum sentences, no private prisons, legalize marijuana, no ICE, no immigration enforcement, open borders. That's pretty radical. Yet, let's see what the latest is. 27% of Democrats support that radical vision. Now, it's not a lot, but if you know anybody who's supporting Elizabeth Warren, I'd love to talk to that people. You know, are you kidding me? Do you not understand how the economy would collapse if she ever got power? I mean, collapse, depression time. So let's do the Fox News poll first, because this is the one that the president objected to. So if you look at the methodology of the Fox News poll, they polled 48% Democrats, 40% Republicans. Right there, the poll is insignificant. The fix is in. Why they did that, I don't know. Had I still been at Fox, I would not have accepted that poll. I would have sent it back. I said, you can't, on an issue like impeachment, when the polarization is so dramatic, have an 8-point spread. I know there are more Democrats and Republicans registered, but this is not a political question. This is a legal question. So Fox News says 51% want impeachment and 43% don't. Well, that's an 8-point spread. It's an 8-point spread on the Democrats to Republicans. Again, they poll 48% Democrats, 40% Republicans. It's nonsense. But Fox News gets a big headline out of it because they're supposed to be the Trump network, and now they're saying that Trump should be impeached. This is not a good game. I'll tell you what. So let me just put Fox aside for a moment. I'll come back. The other poll is the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. Again, the methodology is 39% Democrat, 35% Republican, 4-point spread. So the question was asked, based upon what you know today, would you say Congress should impeach Donald Trump? 43. Not impeach Donald Trump? 49. This is the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. Because the spread is much closer, and the independents, obviously, there are liberal independents, there are conservative independents. But the polling doesn't say it. So in this poll, based upon what you know today, they don't want him impeached.